Most of us have heard by now that getting outside is good for you. Fresh air, sunlight, a walk around the block. We're also hearing about the positive impact of grounding for our health. We're hearing things like hug a tree, take your shoes off, get connected to the earth. So where do we begin this whole new grounding program? Well, if you have a pet, you already have one of your greatest grounding tools. Animals are grounded naturally, constantly, naturally, almost all the time, because they love to be outside. Your dog running around the backyard, your cat stretched out on the grass, a horse standing in a dirt stable, a rabbit in the garden, they're all in direct contact with the Earth's surface, absorbing its electric charge without having to think about it or schedule it or remind themselves to do it. They just live that way. And they get very frustrated when you don't take them outside to be their true selves. And here's where it gets interesting. When you touch them when they're outside, when they're grounded to the earth, you also reap the benefits of their electric charge. Grounding, for anyone who hasn't come across it yet, is the process of connecting your body to the Earth's natural electromagnetic field. When your bare skin makes contact with the ground and the earth, your body absorbs it. It allows us to dissipate the energy that we picked up while we were inside. Grounding can neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, improve blood flow, and help our nervous system settle into something calmer and more regulated. The research on outdoor grounding time is real and growing, and the effects are measurable. But the part that doesn't get talked about nearly enough is that you don't have to be barefoot on the grass to access the Earth's electromagnetic field. Dogs may be man's best friend, but the Earth is everyone's best friend, and our animals may be a connection to that Earth. Dr. Laura Conover, a physician who has spent years researching grounding and its effects on the body, has demonstrated this with a grounding test meter in her own backyard. She put on rubber-soled rain boots so she was completely disconnected from the earth. She went outside with her dog and tested whether simply touching her pet would show a grounded reading on the meter. In fact, it did. The moment she touched her dog's ear, the meter confirmed that she was grounded as well. The same result when she touched the belly, the face, the snout. The areas with thinner fur conducted the charge the best. Her dog, with paws on the earth, was acting as a conductor between the ground and her body. She also tested this while holding a grounding leash made with stainless steel conductive lining, walking her dog on a sidewalk, and confirmed she was grounded the entire time with just one finger in the leash loop. The connection doesn't have to be dramatic to be real. You just need to be touching your animal when they are touching the earth. This changes the practical picture of grounding in a pretty significant way. Because one of the most common barriers people bring up is that, oh, it's too cold or it's too wet, I can't get outside, or I don't have easy access to grass, or I just can't find a situation where going barefoot is realistic. But most people with pets are already touching them every single day, even with our boots on. Every time you scratch your dog behind the ears, every time you let your cat curl up near you, every time you kneel down to greet an animal that's been outside and grounded to the earth, you now have a direct line to the earth's charge through that animal's body. We're already doing it without even realizing it. Animals tend to be far more grounded than humans almost by default. They don't spend their days on synthetic floors and rubber-soled shoes disconnected from the Earth's surface for hours at a time. They move through the world in direct contact with it. And that constant connection shows up in how they behave. They're present, they're regulated, they're happy. They respond to their environment rather than being overwhelmed by it. There's a reason horses are used in therapeutic settings, in fact, and reason people feel genuinely calmer after spending time with animals. Part of that is the emotional connection, but part of it is also the grounding effect. Spending time with a grounded animal, touching them, being near them, it gives your nervous system access to the same charge they're running on. Horses in particular are worth mentioning. They are extraordinarily grounded animals. Placing both hands on a horse or simply sitting on one creates a powerful conductive connection. But even if you can't, even if it's in the middle of winter and you're in boots and a heavy coat, the contact through your pet is still something real and measurable. And if you don't have a pet, find another entry point. Touch a tree on your way somewhere. Stand near one during a phone call if you have to take it outside. Wade into whatever natural water is accessible when the opportunity comes up. Just go find nature and connect to it. Sit on the ground instead of a bench when you eat outside. These are not complicated interventions. They are small, consistent connections to the electrical environment your body was built to live in, and they accumulate over time in ways that show up as better sleep, less chronic pain, a calmer nervous system, and more energy to actually do the things that matter to you. Holistic practices more broadly, things like energy work, meditation, even just spending some quiet time outside, focusing on the connection between body, mind, and your environment, all of these tend to bring people into a more grounded state over time. And the more consistently you can get outside and connect with your animals outside, do the things they do, get your bare feet in the ground, walk around, be happy and joyful. Then you'll start to maintain this state naturally rather than it being artificial or you kind of just don't want to go outside. Water works the same way as direct earth contact. If you've ever stood at the edge of the ocean or waded into a stream and felt an almost immediate shift in how your body feels, this is part of what's happening. Natural bodies of water are conductive, and they carry the Earth's charge the same way that the soil and grass do. Swimming in the ocean, standing in a creek, letting rain fall on your skin, all of it counts. Water is conductive, and it actually makes it one of the most powerful ways to ground, which is why the shoreline feels the way it does. Standing in the rain, which most people actively avoid, is actually one of the more simple and effective grounding opportunities available to you. Trees are another entry point that most people walk past every day without thinking about. Everything outside that is rooted or is touching the earth is in contact with the earth's electric field. A tree pulls the earth's energy up through its root system, through its entire structure. When you put your hand on the bark, you become part of that circuit. Dr. Carnivore confirmed this with her meter as well. Touching a leaf, touching a branch, standing with a hand against the trunk, all registered as grounded. This is not a metaphor or a spiritual hippy-dippy concept in the abstract sense, though people have thought about this way. It's really just a physical reality, and it's why the advice to go hug a tree has always had more behind it than just the tree hugging. Grounding charges you with the earth's energy. It helps reduce pain and inflammation. And when you soak up the sun, you're boosting your mood, balancing your hormones, and improving your sleep while you're at it. The animals figured this out long before we did. They've never stopped doing it, and they keep asking to go outside. We're the ones who walked away from it. And the good news is that walking back to it is so very simple. Get your light right.